it's unfathomable that an 18-year-old kid, commits a nonviolent, low-level drug offense and can do more time than a rapist or a child molester or someone convicted of manslaughter. There's something out of balance with that. But I think the film really is primarily a love story. It's about what lengths this father is willing to go down the rabbit hole to save his son's life. It's a great story.
I'm curious what you think about Hollywood and how they address the prison industrial complex. Do you think Hollywood does a good job of addressing that, or could they do a better job?
Well, I think that, in researching this film, you find out some really shocking statistics. You find out that it's sort of a double loss for the taxpayers. Not only do we foot the bill for the room and board and health care, $20,000 to $30,000 a year for each of these inmates. Of the over 2 million inmates in America, it is the fastest growing industry in America, the prison industrial complex.
Absolutely.
And what's really fascinating when you look into it a little deeper is you find out that all the blue chip companies, all the major corporations, not all, but many of the top tier corporations in America are utilizing that below minimum wage service of all these inmates. So they're profiting, but really the taxpayers are not seeing a benefit from it.
The statistics are startling. The United States is 5% of the world's population, but something like 25% of the world's prison population.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see in states like Colorado and Washington the legalization, for instance, of marijuana,
right, to
hopefully reduce incarceration for some of these low-level drug offenses that you're talking about. Would you like to see marijuana legalized on a national level in the United States to help this problem, do you think?
Well, I think it's similar to, if you look at prohibition, look what it did is it didn't, by staunching the flow of alcohol, it didn't control supply or demand. The only way that they controlled supply and demand was to affect supply by legalization, by decriminalization. And so instead of everything going underground and people being addicted and dying by drinking bathtub gin and mobs getting richer and more powerful, we don't see that same thing now that prohibition has ended. And I think a similar thing could take place with certain regulation and legalization.